Welcome back to our channel, friends. This is Sonia here from Growing Craft. Thank you so much for dropping in. Now, before we start this video, please do make sure that you subscribe to our channel and do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you do not miss out any of our updates. Also, do check our website www.growingcraft.com and let's get started. So this is an old box which I really wanted to alter, and I have bunch of keys which I have been collecting from my friends and family for quite some time now, and they were so generous to give me their old keys. So yeah, this is what I have in my collection right now, and I just thought of doing this cute little box with these keys. And yes, they just came out perfectly with the size wise. So here I'm using my Fevibond and I'm going to stick this. I am still trying to figure out and get something alternate of this Fevibond, because I know it is working out for me right now, but I am looking for some other good options, and let's see how it works out and what I get. Whatever I get, I'm going to share that with you. Now, of course, whatever supplies I'm going to use in this tutorial, I will mention all the supplies link in the description box. You can check that. Of course, I have done a lot of tutorial on mixed media art, from altering an old flower bouquet stand to an spade to what not is there on my YouTube channel, so you can check that. Also, I have done a very awesome gift tag making with the price tags which is there on the clothes what we get. So yeah, do check out those tutorials. You are going to love that, because I think mixed media is a beautiful art in which you can just use anything and everything and create something beautiful. It's not that every time you have to make a gift. Even like creating your cards, your mixed media mediums, your tags, and they look absolutely amazing. So here I am sticking my all the keys. So this was actually a little tricky part, because as it takes a little time to dry out, so you need to keep a hold of that for a really good time, which I am not very good at it. So yeah, you can see me struggling in this video. Of course, I could have chucked this part, but I wanted to show you that how much patience it needs to stick with this particular adhesive. So that's the reason I said I am looking up for some other options and alternates. So I'm just trying to figure it out. Let's see how and what I get, and definitely, like I mentioned, I'll share it with you all. So yeah, here I'm going to use my heat gun to speed up the drying process. I cannot use too much of heat gun here, because Fevibond doesn't work very well with a heat gun. So I will have to just do a bit of heat gun work here. So here I am done with my sticking work. I could not shoot the complete sticking work video, but then it's absolutely fine. I think you all got an idea that how it has to be done. So I just wanted to show you that how acrylic paints work in your decoupage medium. So instead of using a black color gesso, here I'm using a black color acrylic paint, and of course I'm doing this with a brush. So while making this video, I had tons of problems, like my keys were not sticking. I was not happy with the paintbrush what I'm using. Just because I wanted to use the acrylic paint instead of gesso, I had to do so much of coloring again and again. Like if I would have gone for my black color gesso, it would have been way more easier for me. But then it's absolutely fine, because I think it's a learning experience for you all, and I am so happy that I'm able to show all these experiments with you all and share everything and all the details whatever I can. So I'm applying this black color on my complete box. Yes, it was a black color box, but it's matte finish. Now acrylic paints are not pure matte, so that's the reason you can see the contrast colors, and of course my box color had fade out. So I just thought coloring up my complete box is going to give a very even look to my boxes. So that's the reason I am just trying to cover it up completely. So now here I am using a flat brush to do this coverage work. If you want, you can use gesso, but like I said, I'm doing a mixed media art, and when I say mixed media art, I am going to play around with the colors, so even a brush lines are absolutely fine with me. So here I am doing this complete coloring, but work at one go. So what you can do is, if you want, you can just split it parts by parts. That's going to make your work much more easier. Now covering it up completely is very important because it adds a little more strength to your base. This is what I feel, and that's the reason I love adding my colors to my bases. And once this is done, then I'm going to let it dry for a good amount of time, and then we will be back with another coloring work. Now for drying process, like I said, I will be using my heating gun to speed up the process. If you are going to let it dry naturally, make sure that you leave it for at least 10 to 12 hours, because we do not even realize it, but acrylic paints also take a lot of time, and especially when you are going to blend in the colors, you need to make sure that you leave it for a good enough time so that it does not bleed or just mess up when you are doing your other mediums on the top of it. Now after black, it's time for some red color, and yeah, even though I used my heat gun, my color were bleeding from some of the nicks and the corners. I think they did not dry out on those parts, but then I actually liked it because it was blending with my red color, so it was giving a very nice rustic look to it, which is absolutely fine. Now here you can see me using 2, 3, 4 different brushes because I was not happy with all the number of brushes what I was using, and finally I got my broader brush. These are the paint brushes from Anukul, which I absolutely love, and yes, of course I'm listed on all the supplies down in the description box. You can check that. So here I am doing my dry brushing technique, no water, just my colors and my brush, and I'm going to do this on the parts where I want to highlight it. So yes, of course, with the black color, the red color is looking very nice, and just because it's an acrylic color, it is not going to have another color very well on the top of it. So that's the reason you can see the patchy black color beneath my red color, but I really felt that this is going to highlight it so well, and it is going to make sure that it just messes up really well and gives a very nice and rustic look. As I have used my keys, that's why I'm going for these kind of shades, because I wanted to have this kind of look and feel. Otherwise, you can even choose a floral pattern or a checkered pattern, and they are going to look absolutely fab. Now the next question I'm sure you are going to have is, can we use anything other than keys? Absolutely. Like I have done a project where I had used all the nails, screws and all those stuff, and it looked absolutely beautiful. Just be a little careful and make sure you prep up your base and everything really well so that it works well. Now it's time to do a little more highlighting. So here I'm using my maroon color. Now this is chalk paint, and yes, I'm just brushing it up very quickly on the same red color. So what's happening here is that my colors are mixing up really well, and this is giving it a more of a natural effect. So I did not wanted my black color to just fade out. I did not wanted my red color to fade out. That's the reason when my colors are wet, then and there only I'm mixing up all the colors, and you can see that how beautifully my colors are blending. So for this technique, I would highly recommend you to use a round brush. So whenever we say decoupage in mixed media art, there's a whole lot of technique and the different ways of color blending and application that you can do with your round brushes and your flat brushes. So yes, that's the reason I always suggest you to have all these collections of basic brushes, because it helps in making your artwork much more easier, time saving, and of course the look and feel makes a huge difference here. At last, when all my coloring work has dried out, here I'm using my varnish. This was a must for me. So the varnish what I'm using here is a water-based varnish. I am very sure that you are going to love this varnish. The link is mentioned in the comment section. Do check that. And yes, of course, the sealing work is very important. I'm going to give at least 2 coats of varnish to this cute little box, and I'm going to make sure that I keep this whenever I'm traveling around. So yes, with this tutorial is done. Of course, after each layer of varnish you need to make sure that you let it dry and then only apply your next coat of varnish. Doing varnish inside your boxes also helps in the lasting process, so do try that also, and do let me know in the comment section if you like this video and what are the videos you want me to come up with, so that I can plan it out accordingly. So I really hope that you all enjoyed this tutorial. Do let me know if I can help you in any ways. You can leave your queries in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Of course, do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you and take care, and bye bye.